July 24, 1923, in the tranquil Swiss city of Lausanne, a stroke of a pen officially brought an end to over a decade of continuous cataclysmic warfare for the people of Anatolia. The signing of the Treaty of Lausanne was a monumental diplomatic triumph that officially concluded the Turkish War of Independence. For years, the victorious allies of World War I had sought to carve up the remnants of the defeated Ottoman Empire, leaving the Turkish people with a tiny, subjugated rump state. But through sheer military defiance and brilliant diplomatic maneuvering, the newly formed nationalist movement fought back. This historic agreement completely threw out the humiliating, unworkable Treaty of Sèvres that had been forced upon the old imperial sultanate. In its place, Lausanne established the internationally recognized unshakable borders of the modern Republic of Turkey, permanently securing its absolute sovereignty. It was the birth of a new nation from the ashes of an ancient empire, a moment where a fiercely independent people stood before the great powers of Europe and demanded to be treated as equals.
To truly appreciate the magnitude of what occurred in Lausanne, we must analyze the grueling, high-stakes negotiations that shaped the treaty. Following their decisive military victory over invading forces, the Turkish nationalists, led diplomatically by General İsmet İnönü, refused to accept anything less than total independence. The Western powers, led by British Foreign Secretary Lord Curzon, expected the Turkish delegation to bow to traditional imperial terms. They were wrong. For 8 agonizing months, İnönü, who was partially deaf, used his condition to his advantage, ignoring the theatrical, intimidating speeches of Western diplomats and stubbornly repeating Turkey's demands for economic and political sovereignty. Turkey successfully fought to overturn the capitulations, the humiliating financial privileges that foreign powers had enjoyed inside the empire for centuries. By refusing to compromise on core national interests, the Turkish delegation redrew the map of the Near East. They secured international recognition for a secular, sovereign state, free from foreign financial control, proving to the world that the post-World War I global order could be successfully challenged and rewritten through unyielding resolve.
The Treaty of Lausanne was the absolute final chapter in the collapse of the Ottoman Empire, a superpower that had dominated global politics for over 600 years. By formalizing the end of the old regime, the treaty provided the vital legal and international framework for Mustafa Kemal Atatürk to unleash his radical reform agenda. With external sovereignty fully guaranteed by international law, Ataturk and his allies turned their eyes inward, embarking on one of the most sweeping, rapid cultural transformations in human history. The caliphate was abolished, the old religious courts were swept away, and a brand new secular legal code, adapted from European models, was established. The Arabic script was replaced with a new Latin alphabet to rapidly boost literacy, and women were granted full political rights, including the right to vote and run for office years ahead of many Western nations. Lausanne did not just protect Turkish soil, it fundamentally modernized Turkish society, law, and politics, breaking the shackles of medieval imperial traditions to forge a forward-looking progressive populace.
More than a century later, the Treaty of Lausanne remains the bedrock of modern Turkish statehood. While almost every other treaty produced in the aftermath of the First World War has long since dissolved into history or sparked further conflict, Lausanne stands alone as a lasting, durable instrument of peace. It defined Turkey's long-term foreign policy, anchored firmly by Ataturk's famous maxim, "Peace at home, peace in the world." By establishing clear, internationally respected borders, the treaty allowed Turkey to develop into a crucial, stable anchor in a highly volatile region. It cemented the nation's unique, permanent role as both a literal and metaphorical bridge between the East and the West. As a secular republic with deep ties to the Islamic world, yet structurally integrated into Western institutions like NATO, modern Turkey's strategic importance is a direct result of the sovereign independence carved out by the diplomats in 1923.
The Treaty of Lausanne stands as an extraordinary landmark of 20th century diplomacy, showing that a nation's destiny isn't written just by the power of its armies on the battlefield, but by the skill, patience, and resolve of its diplomats at the negotiating table. As we look across the modern global landscape, where borders are still frequently contested and nations struggle for recognition, Lausanne offers timeless lessons. How do you assess the role of treaties in the long-term stabilization of new nations? Can true peace ever be achieved without an absolute respect for a nation's territorial and political sovereignty? We want to hear your analytical insights and unique perspectives, so please share your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you found this comprehensive historical deep dive valuable, please hit that like button, share this video with a fellow history enthusiast, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss another episode exploring the epic moments that have engineered our modern world. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video.